Okay, well, let's go ahead and get into the discussion here. Of course, we are going to talk about Rainbow Road Trip. Now, for a really quick synopsis of Rainbow Road Trip, it is very simple. The ponies of Equestria have found that everything is not as colorful as it used to be, and then they realize that all of the doppelgangers that were more brightly colored than them has suddenly vanished. So they go on to a big trip, and then they find that all of the color actually got sucked away into a town, which also apparently sucked it dry because that's what color wants to do. And now all of the miscolors of all of the pony rejects, as well as the alternate colorings of famous ponies, all got into a town where they no longer have color and can no longer be bright, shiny, sparkly, clear, or anything else, and which is why we don't get any more giant waves of blind bag figures.
Okay, I have to say, second, that was a very good attempt, but no.
So the moment that the town was like brightly recolored, and I saw that they had a recoloring of Big Macintosh, I basically just like it's like the town of recolors. It's the town of recolors that got all of the recolored ponies got pushed to and forgotten.
Well, yeah, not
And
entirely
his cutie
wrong.
mark was sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't help that during one of the songs they literally had everybody lined up in rainbow colors.
I think that was a point of the thing.
I get it.
Also,
I get it was a point, but it feels very how I don't know how to describe it, but it it's segregated. It feels a little bit like they're trying to keep them organized. Okay, all the oranges go here, all the grapes go here.
hmm
Yeah,
It's
oh,
the magic of the universe. When bursting into song, things just happen.
yeah. We'll get into that. However, the now the fun thing about this special is multiple things. First off, it did deal with a lot of movie animations. Along with that, this was Boulder Media's first foray into MLP, basically MLP animation. So we got a combination of things. DHX didn't do this. This was Boulder Media. It was done with movie assets. Of course, it wasn't as highly detailed and ultra specialized as the movie was. So nothing moved at quite as freely, or the eyes weren't quite as sparkly as we got in the movie. However, there are hints of it. So it's kind of like that interesting middle ground where it's both TV and movie.
hmm. Also, something neat that someone brought up on Equestria Daily. This technically showed that hopelessness is a form of magic in the universe.
Well,
We
that
kind
was
of saw that with Pinky.
that's the edit that's the editorial thing, but we're gonna leave that alone. Instead, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the special in the way of who was the better waifu, what silly jokes can we come up with this, and how can we completely run this into the ground before we never talk about it again. By the way,
Yeah.
before I forget though, please be sure to, if you have pictures that you liked or comments, quotes, things, all of that fun stuff, be sure to start posting them in both the Discord and in the chat rooms. We will grab them as we can to show them off as we talk about the special. But yeah, you are more than welcome to go ahead and post. I am grabbing all of this from our Discord as we speak. None of this is being searched by me right now. Granted, I do searching here and there, but we do welcome everybody to participate. But yeah, let's see. DM12, story progressed at a good pace. Setup for the problem, resolution handled well. Every single one of our 6 mirrors has equal screen time. Enough room to develop relationships between the townsfolk and character development. Boulder Media animating for Hasbro now. The special was a good opportunity to show us the stuff, and they did deliver. I will admit, it wasn't bad. I'm not gonna say it's like one of the top 10 things I've seen out of ponies, but after let's face it, after the Christmas special, that's kind of a hard bridge to pass because
Yeah.
they did a lot of fun stuff with that. But DHX did have to pass the torch, and I am glad that Boulder Media is doing their best to hold on to it instead of just running around and doing their own thing. Which, that's not a bad thing to do your own thing, but at the same time, it can also be quite scary. Because we've seen some animation companies do their own thing with other projects. I'm not saying anything pony related, but there's been a lot of stuff that has been painful.
All right. Are you talking about the Powerpuff Girls or Go?
I'm talking about more than just that. But let's. Okay, so let's go ahead. Everybody, first off, favorite moments of the special. What were your guys' favorite moments? Me, I like the laughing, joking numbnuts logo right there. Actually, seriously, that was the silliest thing I saw. Where they found a giant rainbow, which they literally collided with and crashed down into the town on. That was.
It reminded me of that of like something you would see in the Yellow Submarine. Do,
Uh,
do, do, do. Oh, a rainbow. I wonder what will happen. Huh. Eh.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite moments of the entire special there. Though the interesting contrast of everybody being all grayed out with just the colorful ponies right in the middle of it all was kind of funny.
Also, I love the fact there's not a true Starlight-esque villain that caused this.
All right, anybody else but Toa?
I mean,
That hotel
I
they
really
stayed.
like.
That, oh, go ahead, Cole.
Nah, go ahead.
You know that little resort they stayed at
The resort.
almost reminded me of that Happiness Hotel from that Muppet movie.
I remember Happiness Hotel. That was fun. Shit, that.
The
So,
barrel
you
twins
think,
are
Cole?
just the cutest.
So I know I've been like super hyping Kerfuffle because Kerfuffle is amazing and deserves the hype, but also equally is deserving of hype, who has not gotten anywhere near as much hype as I would like to see. Torque Wrench. I freaking love Torque Wrench. She is great.
Agreed.
Well, she's
Okay.
a repair pony. She's basically every fall of Equestria fans' dream. They actually have someone that does repairs. Could she build power armor?
Oh no, I just like her attitude as a factory worker. I find it very relatable. It's just the kind of reluctance to do things. Just like I was volunteered to, or whatever.
You told me to do this.
I was voluntold.
Yeah,
You basically
Oh,
like, would you kindly do this? Is like, no, you want me? You're saying do it or you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
just like her general attitude towards things and stuff is just like, yeah, totally on the point. I can relate to this pony. She is great.
You know what?
Therefore, she needs more art. 10 out of 10. She's great.
No, there's one pony that needs more art, more recognition, and more love. Rainbow Trout.
Okay, valid.
No, seriously. I will be so stupidly happy if somebody runs around BronyCon in a Rainbow Trout outfit.
You know
That is-
they are.
No, I don't know that. We can assume all we want, but until it actually happens, we can't predict anything on this. And I want Rainbow Trout there. I want somebody dressed up as Rainbow Trout. What the hell is this?
Okay, Circuit. I got a plan. if we see someone dressed as Rainbow Trout, I will be carrying around my harmonica. I'll also carry around some like sanitizer stuff, and if we run into him, we will make sure he plays the harmonica.
Oh no, wait, no. This is right. Actually, I gotta thank DM12 for this image, DM21 for this image here. This is it. I can't believe that this is what I was thinking when they first when they were first exploring the town, and looking at the festival, quote unquote. It looked like a horrible convention. We're talking
And the DashCon happened.
well, it kind of DashCon-y, but just like how they were there and there's nothing that was promised. There's barely anything going on. It's like I felt such pain because I've heard of conventions like this. I've seen some smaller conventions that weren't this bad, but it kind of had a little bit of that inkling. And oh man, this hit so many notes. Just oh man, everything about that was painful. And of course, here's the joke I made. Here's the big Macintosh recolor.
Yes.
Okay. And how did I not see that Pinkie Pie face? I am wondering, how did I not see that Pinkie Pie face? Hmm.
Oh, you've seen it. You just went. Oh, that's neat.
No, that's a face that only your mother would love. But no, the entire special was definitely interesting, especially with the whole town basically being domed in black and white. Not because everybody just got bored and depressed. Actually, kind of reminds you of that those movies where they go to the city and it's like nobody's energetic about the city and the whole place just feels bland and lifeless.
So basically, any Midwest town that's just a one-horse town.
No, I'm talking about like a suburb or like
Stepford.
I was gonna go with derelict. No, not Stepford. Stepford was weird. You know what? Never mind. I don't think I can adequately explain this. I did like the fact that Rarity wasn't the cause of the balloon's problem this time, but Twilight and her giant bag of holding.
Well, that giant bag is why we don't have a spike in this episode, aside from the first few minutes.
By the way,
Just accepts that he's going to get smacked down by that bag, though.
yeah, it's just like, this is my lot. This is my only part in the movie, so might as well get it over with. Well, in the special. See, Sunny Sky saw she was responsible for draining. Yeah, it was interesting that somebody thought they were responsible by. The funny thing is, I think that rainbow generator was just basically like a holographic rainbow image or that looked colorful.
It was basically a prism.
It was a prism, yeah, that's all it was. But yeah, the whole idea of hopeless magic, that's definitely an interesting thing, though. It would have been more interesting if they actually brought this in early, so they could have explored it a little bit more in the show, but it does give us something that we can mess with in the future when we make our own content.
Well, here's the thing, though. Pinkie kind of shows that whenever she goes into Pinkamena.
Well, not entirely.
It's either that, or or it'd be one of those things that I feel like if there was more to really go on, I feel like maybe there'd be more of an explanation of like where the town's at, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It could. I mean, it could also be that maybe the original machine isn't an actual magical thing, but it caused so much hope that it did become like the energy kind of became part of the land or something like that.
Yeah. In all honesty, we've seen moments when ponies were having duller coats, first with Discord, Pinkie. We've seen this before. This is just amped up to another degree.
Well, that and it actually gives an explanation of the dollar coats, which I don't think anybody was asking for, but it is kind of interesting to have a possible theory behind it. Now, of course, we're gonna post that up for a moment because I'm a horrible, horrible person.
Oh, you're not that bad.
All right, I did want to throw out one thing here. I am really, really glad that the whole rainbow wing thing was just basically a wing cozy or basically it's clothing. It's just clothing. I was terrified to death that they were going to come out with some inexplicable magic that's just going to blast Twilight. Oh, I got rainbow wings now as she flies around and everything gets colored up. And it's like, no, it's basically she's just wearing wing socks, which I like that idea. I like the idea of wing socks.
Circuit, you didn't want a repeat of the end of season 4. Let the rainbow remind you.
Yes, okay, I didn't want that.
That's another thing they could have done. They could have just used the frickin'. Oh wait, Free Harmony's dead. Never mind.
I didn't want that because it would have been a little bit lazy and hackneyed. It's so nice that they basically like, you know what? Actually, your problem is you're all depressed and you need to start getting off of your crap. Okay, why in the world is this in Rainbow Roadtrip? Well, I guess it does use the same... No, it doesn't. Okay, this is stupid. What? Sorry, okay, let me just show this real fast because it's a 64 box and I thought it would have been funny, but it wasn't. It doesn't work. Alright, so let's go ahead and get onto the big question here. Now, with this special, yeah, everybody's ignoring the mayor, and instead we have three special fillies that have now crossed our minds and opened our hearts and fractured our spleens.
And we actually have a pony that's got an actual prosthetic versus a wheelchair.
Not where I was going, in the least. Nowhere near it, in fact.
Hey, you're talking about kerfuffle.
Well, I'm talking about Kerfuffle, but not in the fact that she has a handicap, though I do got to give them credit for they actually gave her a handicap and that was it. They didn't go like, what is that? Oh, this is my handicap. It's why I'm special, and I'm a special pony because of it, and special this, special that. It's just like she just has it. It's just part of life. I like
Her injury wasn't what defined her, which is something kind of unusual for cartoons and shows in general. So
Yeah,
it's refreshing.
it's massively refreshing. I was just waiting for that moment, like, what happened to your leg or just something, and it's like, no, it never came. It was never there, and I am beyond so happy for that. And
The reason I say that is because that means that there is actual danger in this universe to remind people, hey, this may look all cute and cuddly, and we may see characters defy death, but yeah, it's no walk in the park. Oh, let's skip through the flowers.
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and run over Toa here. So now I got the images I was looking for here. Here is the big question. Now, who is the newest ultimate waifu out of these three? So everybody, I'm sure everybody has their favorite. And we're going to go and talk about each one real fast. Starting off with the handy pony Torque Wrench. Of course, I tried my best to find a nice little vectored art so nobody gets any favors here, though I'm pretty sure the coveralls are definitely a bit of a bonus there. So does anybody want to speak on behalf of Torque Wrench and why she is the best new waifu?
Honestly, she's just get stuff done. She does a job. She doesn't like it, but she gets it done.
Chat room, you're also welcome to give your voices and opinions. Any of the chat rooms. Twitch, YouTube, IRC, we have you all there, so we are recording your responses.
I already told my whole reasoning and stuff, so suck it.
I know you already did, but we want to give everybody else a chance to try to waifu up the waifus. All right, and okay, so chat room will probably be responding when they can. Let's go ahead and move on to, of course, Kerfuffle.
I'm sorry, you can't see it, but Cole has a kerfuffle shirt on. It says "Best Waifu Ever."
No, he doesn't have a Kerfuffle shirt. It's too soon. But I'm pretty sure that 50% of his BronyCon merchandise will be Kerfuffle related.
I mean, you gotta remember, I'm still a huge fanboy for Derpy, so...
And if they ship the two together?
That'd be a really weird crack ship, but depending on the artist,
Okay, yeah, DM12 does have a good point with the Resident Andy pony that, she likes a challenge and wanted to have something more exciting to work on and does like to have recognition. And vaguely, I have no idea how many times it got booted you. But I'm glad you're back. Yep. Let's see. Kerfuffle getting into the groove where she's designing. Fair enough. And now let's go ahead and go with the third one, though she's technically engaged now, but we don't care. Waifus are open until they're married, and even then, no bets. Petunia Petals. I don't know. I kind of liked her. Somebody that basically is all around her. She's on top of practically everything, from a library to an inn to making sure that the mayor actually knows what the heck is going on.
So basically, Isabel from Animal Crossing.
Yeah, she's our pony Isabel, and everybody loves Isabel, so everybody should love her too. Fight me.
I don't need to fight you. I just need to hug you.
No, you don't. Let's see. Petunia Petal, mayor of many trades. Best one is being a librarian, making sure the town is well read. Well, there you go too. Yeah, I mean, she's basically responsible for the literacy of the town. How important is that?
Yeah.
All right. So after we got all of that, we're gonna go ahead and say that they're all wonderful waifus, and this was a horrible discussion to begin with. So we shouldn't segregate them. Everybody loves who they love. They're all cute ponies, and this was a good special. I liked it. It wasn't one of the top
About
10.
all the various characters of the episode or of the special, then we have to talk about the Barrel Twins, the cutest of the bunch.
yeah, the
Okay.
twins.
All right. Okay. We brought out the twins. We shall have to bring out the twins.
Be careful how you say that, Circuit.
No, I will not be careful. I am going to dance this line.
Are you dancing on lava or are you dancing in fire? I don't know which at the moment.
Actually, I'm trying to figure out one of them is called Pickle Barrel.
Yes,
Yeah.
Pickle Barrel and Barley Barrel.
I would have liked so much if they just said, if one of them said, "I'm Pickle Barrel," and Pinkie Pie just kind of got that like 1,000-yard stare.
Second, you now know that there's going to be a pony created named Kumquat just to ship with Pickle Barrel.
No, we're just gonna know this, but yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and put up the two Barrel Twins, Pickle Barrel and Barley Barrel. Pickle Barrel's the boy, by the way, which does not help. So we're gonna go ahead and move on here.
People know. Make the
No,
Kumquat
no,
pony.
we're gonna go. We're gonna. We said enough. We have said enough. So, thoughts on the special? Personally, I thought it was good. I think that the future of what's left of G4 is in decent hands with Boulder Media, and as long as they keep this up, I think that G4 will, if they have any more specials happen, will do fairly well. And also, this also gives us a good hope for Generation 5 because Boulder Media is going to be responsible for Generation 5. And if this holds up well, I could see that they might actually be able to keep the torch going for the next generation.
Now, my question, though, is will it be a Canadian or an American production or a mix?
You know, I have no idea where Boulder Media even is.
To the internet!
Why does it matter?
Well, then that gives us either a chance of having returning characters or people playing old new characters.
I don't think there's any chance of recurring characters. If it's anything like the previous generations, it's basically going to be a whole new world. Granted, they might bring back familiar characters or familiar voice actors to do a homage, but they're not going to be the same character.
That's why I said new old characters.
Anyway. So, anybody else want to give their thoughts on the special and only the special? All right.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys have pretty much said everything at this point.
Yeah, we have. In all honesty, I wish we could have shown this over, just did a big Gmod theater and just watched this and talked about it as it went. However, it's not officially on YouTube. And we all know what happens if we try to watch anything that's not officially on YouTube. It does not end well. Speaking of which...
Oi! Maybe from Dublin, Ireland!
Speaking...
No,
seriously.
Boulder is in Dublin.
Speaking of releases, one weird thing is Rainbow Road Trip has not been released in any of the normal places where My Little Pony episodes and stuff get released. Like, it's not on iTunes, it's not on Amazon, it's not anywhere.
Well,
on any of the normal, like, download, purchase, whatever places.
well, the only thing I can think of on that one is it's kind of the same as the Best Gift Ever holiday special. And I think that one kind of had its own road, as it were.
I mean, it was still released, though.
Well, I'll take a look and see if I can find anything else. Maybe it just hasn't been, maybe it's being delayed a bit, but I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't release it in some sort of format or
Oh, they're going to. It's just weird to have a delay between it, you know? Because
Yeah.
like, I think it's because it is basically in itself a movie special. And I'm not really sure how they've dealt with it with the Equestria Girls ones. I've not paid attention. Who knows? Maybe that's just the thing that they...
the Equestria Girls are a whole nother mess. Let's just say that right now, finding digital versions of them is difficult at best, and even the YouTube ones can be leave wanting at times. At least that's been the regards of some people I've talked with.